What's going on, everybody? It's CryptoVision here, back again with another crypto market deep dive. I hope you're having a great Thursday. We're going to cover the big, the bad, the beautiful XLM, the sleeping giant. If you like today's video, hit that like button, subscribe for more. I know I haven't done a complete deep dive on XLM for a while. I've been covering it on the Monday live stream, so if you have been looking for XLM, that's where it's been. It's been nothing's really been going on, but I decided, you know what? Let's go ahead, dive in, see what's going on. As always, right? None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. So please, please, please do your own research and make sure that you have a plan. Let's get into it. So we got XLM here on the weekly chart. We have fallen down considerably, but now we're in this golden zone, finding support at a previous area of previous area of resistance, previous area of resistance, and previous area of support. Okay, even previous area of resistance. Okay, so this is a big area that we're at. This 13 to about 13 to 15 cents ish, right in through here. Big area to accumulate, hang out. Get a nice bull hammer. That would be very nice. Get an inverted hammer. Close a week like this. This is a bullish bottoming process. And so what we're looking at now is we have these zones that my customized fib kind of lays out for you. Okay, so it's the highly oversold, okay, accumulation zone. Pardon me. We have the good value zone. This green. We have a fair value zone. And then once you get into these upward price targets, we have the overextended, slightly overextended, extremely overextended. Okay, and so just visually looking at the chart, when we're in this golden zone, it's typically a great time to buy. Okay, and when you hit up on these dark red areas, it's typically a good area to sell. Okay, and so yes, the automated fib will, it'll move up, like the golden zone will move up when price moves up. This will move up. This will move up. This will move up. This will move up. That'll move up, right, with price action going to the upside. But for right now, this is kind of, and it's on the weekly chart. So this has been a stable region. So up through, 71 cents to, that's 58, 59 cents region. That's overpriced, overextended. Okay, looking to get out. We have this trend line from 2018. 2018, so you got one touch point, you got two touch point, you got three touch point. Okay, so you got three touch points. You're compressing. XLM is compressing, okay, as you accumulate. So you're just accumulating through here, you get rejected. What are you going to do through here? You're going to accumulate and break out. That's the plan. That's the plan for XLM, okay? So, and people don't understand is what XLM is doing right now is actually a partial accumulation. So when you're oscillating down like this, you're allowing people to accumulate, right? DCA, 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 DCA. So you're just buying on the way down. You're just grabbing some on the way down, right? Grabbing some on the way down. Now you're starting to get large buy orders, okay? At least for me personally. It is my largest holding. I do have the most conviction in XLM, XRP, the H bars, the quants, the ISO 20, the ISO 20 coins essentially. And so what we're doing right now on the weekly chart is we're attempting to reverse. All right, attempting to reverse. Does that mean we're going to reverse? Of course not. That doesn't mean we're going to reverse. But when we get this rounded look, and this is even more rounded, that's kind of what you like to see. That's what you want to see. Unless you get that V-shaped recovery, this is that more methodical, and then you start to really go vertical. Okay, then you really start to go vertical. So it just takes some time. It takes this sideways crab market to bore people, to have people kind of snooze, thinking, you know what, it's going to go lower. I'm going to get some down through here. I'm going to get some down through here. It's going to go lower. I'm just going to wait. What happens is price will just kind of just go sideways and not give those people those opportunities, and then it'll get out of the zone. And all the people with buy orders down here are going to have to buy in through here expediting the short squeeze, because we have shorts. There's definitely shorts right there. There's going to be a good amount of shorts right here. There's going to be a good amount of shorts right there. Okay, so that'll expedite that short squeeze and ignite price to the upside. And so for me personally, I've just been buying. I just have a method to buy a certain amount of XLM per week. Doesn't even matter at this point. If it ranges down to 14.8 cents, if it goes up to 15.5 cents, doesn't matter. We're in this golden zone. I mean, even down from, realistically, this is high, 32 cents. That is high, but it's still relatively speaking, you're not buying in these areas. So you can see a return on investment that is worth the pain, the suffering, the stress, the depression that crypto drags us all through, right? Because everyone, unless you sold everything at the very top, and shorted exactly at the very top, people have lost money. It could be unrealized, right? It could be, your portfolio is up 500% and now you're up 150%, right? That's still, you're down on money. You're down on your investments, okay? If someone is telling you they exactly short the bottom or short the top exactly along the bottom, I don't know. Those people, I think, are predatory. It's just, unless you have you're a hedge fund, you're the people who are making the price action, it's nearly impossible. Okay, so don't get frustrated if you don't time the exact bottom. Don't get frustrated if you don't time the exact top. It's just my kind of words of wisdom for today. Okay, so we have some key levels. Pardon me. We have some key levels to the upside. Right, really looking to break this 18.5 cents. Especially get above this monthly. So where are we at right now? We're above the monthly. So let's close the week above the monthly. That looks very good. You're coming up through here. Very good, coming up through here. And then we can target this 18.5 and 25 cents. Okay, if not, right, if we close down below the monthly, then we're going to be targeting 14.3 cents and 13.6 cents. Okay. The fact that, we're in this golden range, we've had tons of green and tons of oversold conditions. Okay, right? You have this bullish divergence through here. You have this green dot. It's a potential bull flag reversal. Sorry, not bull. It's still flagging out. This whole thing is still flagging out. It hasn't taken out lows yet. So, the MACD, this actually is starting to look it's starting to get interesting because the daily doesn't look the greatest. And we'll cover the daily. But the weekly looks relatively good. The weekly does look relatively good. You have higher lows on your MACD, okay? And you have lower lows on your price, okay? So bearish momentum is stalling, okay? So bearish momentum is stalling, even though price action is going down. So what does that tell you? Sellers are getting exhausted. People aren't really buying the dip. Okay, that's what it tells me. People aren't really buying the dip. They're waiting for lower prices. They're not convinced on crypto. They're totally out of the market. They're not getting back into crypto until those big green candles come in, and they'll be jumping back in. Right, so people are just not real sure when to buy crypto. They're waiting on an economic collapse. They're waiting on a perfect opportunity, and it just being in this space, not just crypto, being in the market, perfect opportunities rarely arise. They usually happen by luck, if I'm being honest. And so if you're waiting to get lucky, you can get lucky. I'm not saying you can't, but you can get lucky in this market, in any market. But, timing the market always beats timing the market, in my opinion, right? You can time the market one time, think you're the genius, and then it kind of starts to backfire. So just kind of withstanding the ups, the downs, managing your risk, managing your portfolio, I think is the most important aspect of being someone in the market, being a trader, being an investor, being someone that's affiliated with not just crypto, traditional stocks, precious metals. If we're looking at the RSI, we're kind of doing what we did back through here. We are, right? How you kind of just came down through here. No bump yet. We have no bump yet. Nothing yet. We're gonna see what this takes us through. Are we gonna hit a W pattern? Come up through here. That would be the next line to break. Not even the moving average. Moving average, it would be this rejection point from last time. Right? So it'd be like something like right there. And I could put a horizontal line there and not be so inept. Something like that. I'll just leave this on the weekly chart. Right? Because that was a rejection point last time. It's that W pattern. So you're looking to break through, back test, and then go. Okay, because it's never just straight up, right? It's never just straight up. This was that November move. This was that July move. That was kind of straight up, but it's I never say never, but it's routine. It's generally not straight up. So break out, kind of back test, then go. That would look the nicest. I like back testing just for confirmation, so it doesn't it doesn't do this and then kind of flare out and reject the overbought zone. You don't want to reject the overbought zone. Once you get above these zones, you want to come up through here, get overbought. We want to take this out. We want to take this level out, okay? Because if we don't take this level out, then we're just, all right, if you come up through here, you do something like this, then you're just looking at, a lower high. And then you got to come back down once again, and then you got to try to break that, okay? So it just restarts everything. We don't want to restart. We don't want to restart. We're going to leave that on there. We'll come back and double check that. Okay, discount, double check. So we're going to come back. We're going to come to the daily. So the weekly looks pretty good. We're going to go to the daily. Just look at price action real quick. Always like looking at price action. It's always good. Price action. So what we got going on is this is very nice. This is very, 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 very nice for price action. Okay, so for if you're new to the channel for a very long time, we've talked about having 5 waves down. I probably should have talked about that on the weekly chart. Let me just go back real quick. We're having 5 waves down. Okay. Are we in the 5th of the 5th? Do we need one more wave to the downside? Maybe, possibly, maybe. Okay. I should have done this. I forget. I forget sometimes. Forgive me. Forgive me. All right. The 2618 is already at 5 cents. That's a hefty move. That is a hefty move. But all the way to the 1618, so that's your 3rd wave. So you're looking for like your 1, 2, 3, some type of 4th wave move right through there. It could be a flat pattern, and then you got your 5th wave up through here. So either we hit a 1, 2. You have some type of A, B, C for your 3rd. Where's your 4th? There's no 4th, right? So I'm really thinking that this is part of your 4th wave through here. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. So you have like a 1, 2, you have a 3 right to your 1618, which is the ideal mark that you look for. You have this 4th wave where you kind of flagged out in here, bear flag, and then boom, hit your 5th. Is the 5th wave done? That's the thing. Is the 5th wave done? Is this wave done? To the 2, so it's already gone to the 2618. It's a full completed move. So I mean, 5 cents. That's crazy. 5 cents. That would take out all lows, right? That would take out all lows. We've already taken out the 2. We've come down a little bit past the 2, which is very sufficient for a full completed move. Okay, for a full completed move. In terms of, I just need to make sure I get this correct. Correcto. The one extension is a negative. It's at negative, okay? But it's come up. Let's come to the 382. It hasn't, so in terms of where the extension has gone, it hasn't gone to the 2618. It's gone to that 382, which is, I mean, it's kind of irrelevant at this point because price action is going negative. So it's so oversold now that the Fibonacci's extensions are taking the price action to negative. Okay, so, in terms of where we could actually go is what I have marked out down here, 13, all the way down possibly to this 9 cents, this lower trend line right here. But if we're looking at this price action, if you're actually looking at an asset and it looks like this, and let's say the red candles are green and the green candles are red, and it has a straight up move like this, I wouldn't be looking to buy anything around here. Just because it's gone up so much, and it's formed a bearish ascending triangle, ascending wedge, where you're looking for a breakdown. You're looking for a move to the downside that will let this thing breathe, will let sell side pressure breathe, okay? And so let's go to the daily. Sorry about that. Should have done that before. But price action on the daily, okay? We had this little, little channel through here, broke out of the channel, boop, boop. And now what are we doing? Finding support at the 20 EMA, riding the wave. It looks very good. I do like that, the fact that we haven't created an ascending triangle. We've kind of just been nice little triangle in here. Nothing crazy, making new lows, making lower highs. You're just oscillating, right? You're just oscillating down. I mean, realistically, we could put something through there. Let me see here. Let me see. I haven't changed this out in a minute. Let's see here. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to put something right through here on the daily and see what we're doing with this. Bada bing, bada boom, right there. Something like that. Come back, back test. Right there. Just like that. I want to check this out on the 4 hour as well. Get a better pulse on the overall, structure that we got going on right here. I do kind of want to see that close, that bounce right there. Okay, that's cool. That'll work. We got the close. We got a close. Ooh, that one is even nicer right there. Yeah, let's do that. Cool. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to see what's going on. We're going to see if this week can actually close green. We're going to see if we can actually get 2 weeks to close green. The fact that we have, like a bullish hammer going on right now. It is only 9:44. You got a bunch of time left. I would like to see an impulse, like a big candle, and then come back down like this. That would be really nice. I know people just want to see straight up and up only, but we need to have some kind of move that allows for higher price action. Maybe even come up through here, impulse, and then oscillate down. Find some support and then go. All right, we're building a base. We've been building a base since, February 6th? What is it? March 12th, so 34 days. Through the Patreon and through the premium membership, we've talked about the time frame on which we are looking for a breakout. And so we're getting close. We're not there yet. We're looking for a little bit more of a bottom. A little bit more of a bottoming phase. A little bit more overall, just accumulation. A little bit more. Okay. In terms of the green, you got a green dot on the daily. No momentum through here yet. No momentum through there. RSI. Interesting. Okay, so we haven't been above 50. I mean, we're approaching 50. So this is it's a big area, right? We've kind of lived. If I do something like this, we've broken out of this, so we don't need to worry about that. And we put this right up through here. Right to there, 50. I mean, we have lived down below the 50 for a very, very, very long time. I mean, even through here. I mean, look at all this. You have some blips, but for the most part, just living down here. Living down there. 90, I'd say about 80% of it's down through here. You got little blips to the upside. We want that reverse. We want to take this, get overbought, and then come down here and then just keep doing this. Right? That's what we want to do. Okay, so we're coming up to that. War in the Middle East is still raging. We don't know whether or not the Strait is getting obliterated by mines or not. There's so many, stories about what's going on. But crypto bros, the crypto peeps, we're so immune to, at least me personally, immune to, bad news and price going down and, good news and price going down. At this point, whatever happens. Whatever happens. I would like to see, the MACD actually get above the zero and stay above the zero. I don't like the fact that you've kind of just done nothing. Kind of just gone sideways and done nothing. It kind of looks like this. I'm being honest. It looks like this, where this is less. Okay, we're going more sideways, but I'm talking about just the action of what the MACD looks like. The MACD, we got to look for similarities. Doesn't mean it's going to play out exactly, but I will say, right, you're making higher lows and you're making higher highs, so you're like channeling up, and then rejected. Right here, we're channeling down. Okay, we're doing the opposite right now. We're doing the opposite. We came up, channeling down. Now, do we go up or do we come back down one more time? Do we fall through, come down one more time, and then come up? Possibly, maybe. I do like this range right now, pretty much from 13.5 cents all the way up to that 18.5 cents. You know, you 3 up, maybe you're coming back down, and then maybe you got to come back up, and then you flag out something in through here, and then you go. Okay, build some kind of, you know, inverse head, shoulder. Sorry, shoulder, head, shoulder, and then go. Something like that. We don't know the exact structure quite yet, but we do know this bottoming process may take some time. If we're going to the 4-hour chart, whoa, no. Let's do this. We got a green dot. Ooh, 4 hours looking very interesting. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Whoa. Okay, so the 4-hour chart. This is interesting, right? This is interesting where you got this, you know, you got this impulse. It's almost like 3-way move, and then you flag out. Not even flag out. You just oscillate down pretty much to that 1-to-1 extension. I'm guessing that 886 or 1-to-1. Let me see. Neither, 786. So you come all the way down to your 786, which is fine. Reject your 382. It's typical harsh resistance. Pretty much rejected this whole time. So you rejected right here, right here, right here, right here. You're just rejecting that, what, 16.6 cents. Which is, you know, when you're bottoming, there's not a lot of volume, so you're kind of just accumulating. You know, you're buying on the red days, you're waiting on the green days to break out. And so I do like this. How you're like cupping into resistance. You're not doing these. Like, that's not great when you come up and then you just come straight down like that. When it's, you know, it's almost that bridge type look. Okay, so right now we're finding support at the EMAs, but look at all the EMAs. You're in between all of your EMAs. You're right below your 200, but you're above your other EMAs. So you could kind of ping pong, and then that's going to create some pressure. That's going to create that ball under water theory, that ball under pressure, and then when this thing breaks out, I think it's going to go crazy. You know, I think, you know, I'm pretty sure that if this thing can get above this 200, you know, hit that 18.5 cents, break that, okay? That's kind of that target, 18.5 all the way up to 21 cents, and then flag out. Flag out for a little bit, and then go up, and then really start going crazy, okay? Because we need that 1-2 setup. We need a setup. We need to finish out this base. Like I said, this base has been going on for over a month. Just going sideways, okay? You got that green dot on that 4-hour chart. It's looking good. Really, we need to get back into the overbought zone. So that's what I got for XLM though. We're looking for an impulse. We're looking for a 1-2 setup. Structure still remains intact. It still is one of the most beautiful three-way pullbacks I've ever seen. As always, if you're interested in the free Discord, it'll be linked in the description. I also offer a paid Patreon membership that includes all my indicators, my command centers, all that stuff. It's all in the description. I have it broken down. You can read about it, see if it's for you. If it's not, as always, I do thank you for your time. I thank you for your support. Have a great rest of your day. Take it easy. Peace.